Wismar. It's actually the largest market square in all of Northern Europe, with a size of exactly 1 acre. So even the ones in Hamburg or Lübeck or Rostock, which are considerably larger cities, are smaller, much smaller in fact. So they, it's a testament to the importance of commerce here in this rather small city of Wismar. And due to the size of this market square, they had to go to great length to ensure that everybody who does commerce here and who lives here has access to water. So behind you, over here, this is an interesting looking construction. Is one of the iconic sites here of Wismar. This is the so-called Wasserkunst, or water art, literally translated, commemorating the importance of good quality water. So the people of Wismar were quite proud for their achievement, about their achievement that they were able to divert, devise a wooden pipe system that would divert all the surrounding well water here to the center of Wismar. And in order to commemorate that, they then introduced this structure that you can see over here. There were little trouble with this one, as the initial, or the architect who was supposed to build this one did not come here from Wismar itself. It was his name was Brandin, coming from Utrecht, and he was really greedy and wanted more and more money for his efforts here in the construction of this Wasserkunst. So after a while, the city just set it out and said, we don't pay you anymore unless you finish what you promised us. And after a while, of course, time was on their side. Brandin then died, and another local architect then had to finish it, and he did it due to his local patriotism for free then afterwards. And now for 500 years you have this well here in the center of Wismar. There were several reconstructive or the reconstruction processes and projects and periods, but this is of course also not used as a well anymore. This is just now here as a site, as a monument for the importance of good quality water. And water quality in a medieval city like Wismar was pretty awful at times, almost shitty if you mind the pun. And so of course people let everything into that water. They also most of the time had no access to very deep well water and had to take water from local lakes and rivers. So as a result they got sick pretty easily and then died of all kinds of diseases that you can think of. Reason why things like the Black Plague could spread so easily is because, of course, people had no idea about microbiology and what germs and things like that do to you. This was a first effort to ensure that the water quality and the general health of the population would then be increased. There's also a nice legend associated with this Wasserkunst that we learned in school. So during the besiegement or the siege of Wismar during the 30-year war, all of a sudden you had a young Swedish boy emerge here somewhere in the city, and the people of Wismar then of course seized him, the officials, and told him, well, you're a spy, you're not one from us, or you're one of us. How did you get inside the city? He says, I found a hidden tunnel through the underground of Wismar. And of course they were getting pretty nervous, because if he could lead the Swedish troops inside the city at night, for instance, they could overcome the entire defense. So as a result they said to him, well, you're a spy, you forfeit your life anyway, but if you can make it outside again and tell us how you got inside, and we can close the gap, and you're back with your own people. So then they let him down here this well, down to the underground of Wismar, that is now completely submerged in water, or almost entirely collapsed. But back then, 400 years ago, it was still accessible, and they didn't trust him all that much, so they gave him a large drum and told him, well, you take this drum and keep on drumming until you find your way out, and we'll just follow you on the street with listening devices. And they were able to follow him roughly 200 meters or so in this direction, pretty much until that red brick building, that gabled houses straight ahead of us. And all of a sudden the noise was gone. Of course, at first they thought well, he just abandoned and threw away his drum and tried to make it out anyway. They then quickly followed him, but he was nowhere to be seen anymore, and he never emerged on the other side either, as there were no reports on that later. So it was a mystery what happened to him. He probably found a pretty horrible death in some manhole or somewhere else, but as the legend goes, on a very quiet evening after midnight you can still hear him drumming somewhere.
He's thick.
Huh? Must have been quite old by now, but at least that's what I was told in school. So always keep quiet once you come here at midnight.